it's kind of a nice feeling to feel that, you know, all of these are kind masters who love us more than they love themselves, and who maybe even more than a mother loves her only child, and they're very wise, and their only reason to reincarnate in the case of Rinpoches and so forth is to benefit us. That's somehow very inspiring when one thinks of it. So whatever label they have of this tradition or that tradition, they're all these incredible beings who've just come to help us. That's amazing. So I don't find it too difficult to see them all as great beings, great bodhisattvas, you know, Buddhas. Of course, we've been fortunate again, thanks to Lama Zopa Rinpoche. We are somehow, I think, also we are fortunate being in this part of the world. We do have access to some of the greatest lamas. I can imagine. Taisipa Rinpoche, Maitreya, there's on his Karmapa, his Avalokiteshvara, you know, His Holiness Dalai Lama. It's just extraordinary. We're very fortunate. I was thinking we should at least recite together and look briefly at the foundation of all good qualities. But if anyone wants to discuss anything else before that, feel free. I mean, connected with Guru devotion perhaps, or...
But then, how to decide then, Kabirji, which path?
Oh, which path?
So because you are not capable enough, decide that. Of course, Guru, we needed Guru, but again, that's your mind, because you bring all this karmic, you know.
You mean which path out of, say, the 4 Tibetan Buddhist schools, or like that?
Yeah.
Sometimes it just happens, doesn't it, that you feel a strong connection with one particular teacher and teaching. That happened for me with the Gelugpa school, but then I also found that I was very attracted to Kagyu teachings. You know, Kagyu teachers, their lineage, their masters, and some of the teachers. So one really has to just investigate what feels best for one. And of course, sometimes because of karma or whatever, one does feel very divided. You could feel equally between 2 schools, but then you realize you have to really choose one initially to get the foundation. So then sometimes that could be a little tricky. So maybe that's why they say study and reflect a lot initially. So then you can decide what feels best for you, and then also investigate the teachers. But Dalai Lama, you know, he's told Westerners at least, they should really check very carefully before they take anyone as their guru. I mean, talking guru there, one doesn't have to have a guru to follow a lineage. I mean to follow a certain school of Tibetan Buddhism, you don't have to have a guru straight away. But if, in terms of a guru, if that helps, you have to check the guru very carefully, he said. And the Dalai Lama also said, initially, you shouldn't chase after a guru like a dog chasing after meat. He was quoting a Tibetan proverb. He said you should rely on good books, or authentic books, authentic literature. In other words, by the great Pandits, words of the Buddha, the great Indian Pandits and so forth. And your own intelligence, he said. Rely on authentic literature and your own intelligence. So that's quite a lot to ask, really. But it seems to be important, doesn't it? If we just rely on hearsay or the fact that a guru is very popular, then that's not necessarily good enough. One just becomes a sort of groupie, as we would say in English. You just follow the guru wherever they goes because you just want to be seen in the proximity of the guru. But whether you're getting any benefit, the mind changing, that's questionable. So I think if we don't do any study, if we don't look at the teachings, if we don't investigate the teachers, then how are we going to know what's best for us? Of course, if we're really lucky and we have a teacher we can connect with, we feel connected with, then if we really have doubts, we can ask them. And then hopefully one might get an answer if it's a sincere question, and could say, look, which tradition is it best that I follow? What's most beneficial for me? Then that person would tell you, perhaps, or give you some hints. Just as Rinpoche often tells people who ask sincerely, what is the best practice for me to do? Or the best deity to rely on? So then Rinpoche gives the answer, according to his wisdom. But he also says sometimes you can get wrong answers. If your karma is not right, then you can get the wrong answer. Mm-hmm. You can ask a Buddha a question and get an answer that is not good, not because the Buddha made a mistake or the Guru, but because somehow your karma is so tricky or whatever that you don't get the right answer. I mean, it's a bit like pouring delicious nectar into a dirty bowl, right? Mm-hmm. It's going to destroy it. So our mind, subjective mind, just hears the wrong answer. Maybe the right answer was given, but we heard the wrong answer. Who knows? It could happen, no? Just one word, not, or something, we miss out, or I don't know. Anyway, that's what they say. You could, due to karma, get an answer that is not correct, or not best for you.
Thank you.
So, study. Luckily we have a lot of authentic literature. So much now. I guess that's also a difficulty, what to choose, People ask, what can I read? And there's so much, 30 years ago there wasn't much you could offer people. It was easier. There were just a few books. Okay, these are the good ones. Now there are so many. So it's harder. But we should also be fortunate there's so many authentic books. Okay, so the foundation of all good qualities, again it comes back to Guru devotion. This, like several Tibetan texts, I think the title is given from the first line. It forms the basis of the title. So this is a short text. Rinpoche likes these kind of texts very much because he says by even just reading through it regularly, then imprints of the whole path to enlightenment are placed on our mind stream. So let alone reflecting or meditating on it, just by reading it again and again, it is helpful to plant the whole path from Guru devotion up to the tantric path. It's some kind of imprint is there. Even the great Pabonka Rinpoche says this is beneficial. Although of course it's just the beginning, but we should do this. And in fact the daily prayer that Rinpoche has been telling us about when he was here, that also has a complete path at the beginning, not by Tsongkhapa, but by another Lama. But the importance there of what we call a glance meditation on the path. You glance at it, you glance through it, it leaves some beneficial imprint. So we could, maybe we can just recite a verse and then reflect for half a minute and just go through it that way. Not spend too long, but just like that. Of course, normally if one were doing the Tara Puja, one would just read through it. But since we do have a little time and it's an auspicious day, we could just briefly reflect, since it's very clear and concise. So we can motivate that. I'm going to do a very brief reflection on the foundation of all good qualities in order to plant very positive imprints on my mind stream so that I may actually one day develop the realizations of the path to enlightenment, which is what pleases the Guru the most. So the first verse, the The foundation of all good qualities is the kind and venerable Guru. Correctly devoting to him is the root of the path. By clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon him with great respect. Next verse. Understanding that the precious freedom of this rebirth is found only once is greatly meaningful, difficult to find again. Please bless me to generate the mind that unceasingly, day and night, takes its essence. Third verse. This life is as impermanent as a water bubble. Remember how quickly it decays and death comes. After death, just like a shadow follows the body, the results of black and white karma follow. Next verse. Finding firm and definite conviction in this, please bless me always to be careful, to abandon even the slightest negativities and accomplish all virtuous deeds. And seeking samsaric pleasures is the door to all suffering. They are uncertain and cannot be relied upon. Recognizing these shortcomings, please bless me to generate the strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Led by this pure thought, mindfulness, alertness, and great caution arise. The root of the teachings is keeping the pratimoksha vows. Please bless me to accomplish this essential practice. And the next verse, which introduces the great scope, the path of the great capacity person. Just as I have fallen into the sea of samsara, so have all mother migratory beings. Bless me to see this, train in supreme bodhicitta, and bear the responsibility of freeing migratory beings. By clearly recognizing that developing bodhicitta without practicing the three types of morality, I shall not achieve enlightenment, please bless me to practice the bodhisattva vows with great energy. And the three kinds of morality refer to the morality of engaging in restraining from negative actions, the morality of engaging in dharma, and the morality of benefiting sentient beings. And next, by pacifying distractions to wrong objects and correctly analyzing the meaning of reality, please bless me to generate quickly within my mind stream the unified path of calm abiding and special insight. Having become a pure vessel by training in the general path, please bless me to enter the holy gateway of the fortunate ones, the supreme Vajra vehicle. So here, by taming our mind stream with the sutra path, then becoming a suitable candidate for the Vajrayana tantric teachings. At that time, the basis of accomplishing the two attainments is keeping pure vows and samaya. Having become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect these vows and pledges like my life. Samaya are the special the promises one makes to the Guru at the time of initiation. And other rules also connected with the Guru-disciple relationship. Then, having realized the importance of the two stages, which are the essence of the Vajrayana, by practicing with great energy, never giving up the 4 sessions, please bless me to realize the teachings of the Holy Guru. I think 2 stages here referring to the development stage and completion stage of tantric practice.
Kabirji, what does that mean, 4 sessions?
4 sessions?
4 sessions, yeah.
I think in certain tantric practices and in retreat one should do 4 sessions a day. I think that's what it refers to. There's also another thing called 6 sessions, but this 4 sessions probably refers to 4 sessions of meditation a day. I think if one's doing that sadhana retreat, on the basis of retreat. Like that, may the Gurus who show the noble path and the spiritual friends who practice it have long lives. Please bless me to pacify completely all outer and inner hindrances. So here, very important to pray for the long lives of one's Gurus, so they can continue to guide us in a body that we can relate with. And the last verse. In all my lives, never separated from perfect Gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent dharma by completing the qualities of the stages and paths. May I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. So this is considered most important, to request to be guided life to life, long term, by the kind Guru. And in this way, to be able to complete the spiritual path to enlightenment.